You have less than 0.5 seconds, less than half of a second, to decide on to swing the bat or not to swing the bat. Your eyes must be able to see the release point of the pitcher, to see the location of the pitch, to see the spin of the pitch, to see the movement of the pitch in less than 0.2 seconds. Your eyes then relay a message to your brain. This is what I saw, and your brain must decide to swing or not to swing. And then, oh yeah, you must, if you do decide to swing, you must be able to perform that swing in less than 0.2 seconds. This is the reason why hitting is one of the most challenging things to do in all of sports. In my opinion, it's the hardest thing to do in all of sports. It's almost unthinkable the time frame that has to happen to be successful at the plate as a hitter. Welcome to this week's episode. This week's episode is based on the reactive principles in hitting and how often we need to work on them. Obviously, this episode, again, is brought to you by Baseballism. Baseballism is awesome. I love this hat. Check out that hat. Check out their gear. Go to baseballism.com and get your stuff and check them out. The reactive principles in hitting are so important when it comes to being a quality hitter these days. They're so important. The problem that I see is it doesn't get worked on often enough. If you can just learn to react better as a hitter, if you can learn to trust your ability to react better as a hitter, you'll be able to see the pitch better, decide on pitches better, you'll be able to take pitches better. Everything at the plate improves just by increasing your ability to react to the ball. Now, the problem is, again, the culture that we live in and the generation that we live in is very, very, very mechanical based. It's very, very based on what your swing's doing at the plate. And I got to tell you this much right now. One of the most important things that I did in my career as a hitter is we worked on the reactive part without even knowing. At the time, I didn't even know what we were doing. I went to Lewis Clark State College and played for one of the craziest coaches in America, Ed Chef. Shout out to Ed, wherever you're at. And what we did, looking back, was the best thing that I could ever do in my entire life when it comes to becoming a better hitter. He didn't sit there and go, hey, Troy, your backside needs to be 45 degrees versus 46 degrees. Hey, your launch angle is this. Hey, your swing is that. He just said, hey, bud, figure it out. And at the time, I needed that. I thought my swing was pretty good. I thought that I was a pretty good hitter, but I never, ever got challenged mentally, nor with the reactive part on a regular basis. And what we did is he'd set up cage after cage after cage after cage, probably about 5 or 6 cages with a different machine in each cage. You got a jugs machine at 90 mile an hour on your hands. You got a left-handed slider on the next cage. You got a right-handed loopy curveball the next cage. Then you go to low and away fastball in this cage, and you literally would rotate every day, every cage. I remember the first day, the first week, the first month we did this, I hated it. I hated it with a passion. I was like, why in the heck do we do this? It messes with my timing. I gave the excuses that everybody else gives these days. Why do I have to do that? It's too hard. You can't time it. It's not realistic, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward doing it for a couple years, and I felt like that was the major thing that made me the hitter that I became. Wasn't about my swing, wasn't about how I timed it up. It was about me figuring it out, how to make an adjustment to the different speeds, to the different movements, and most importantly, doing the repetitions over and over and over every day that made the games easier. It made my eyes speed up, it made my vision speed up, it made my ability to trust my swing improve because of the reactive principles that we worked on daily without even knowing it. And looking back, that was the best thing I ever did. Now, here's the problem. Most people that I deal with and I try to help, they don't have access to stuff like the pro batters that we have or machines. So you guys have to get creative in ways of working on the reactive part. If I was to say these days, the most important thing to work on that kids don't get is the reactive part. Kids get mechanics, right? They get drills, they get soft toss, they get front toss, they get on-field BP, they get wheelhouse BP, they get taught, the things that they need to get taught, but they don't get that challenging repetition of being able to react quicker. And I think it's one of the most important things that gets overlooked. I don't care what level you're at, too. You can be a little 10-year-old that's facing, 50 miles an hour, and you are seeing just front toss. It's not helping. You could be a college kid that's seeing 90 all the time, 88 with nasty stuff, and you're just doing live on-field BP. It's great, it's helpful, but it's not really going to challenge you. A lot of pro guys, that's hard for you too as well because you're doing it every day, and all you do is go on the field and take live arm BP at 60 miles an hour, and then you're in there facing 95 to 100 on a regular basis. We have to find a way as hitters to challenge our vision, to challenge our reaction, because if you react quicker, if you react better, you hit better. And most importantly, it builds a confidence in what you're doing at the plate, that you know that you've done that repetition, you've done that work, to trust that you can see the ball better and react better. So the creativity part is key. You got to be able to get your buddy, closer and have it bullet on you fast. You got to throw some wiffle balls from a short distance. You got to find ways to react quicker and react faster. And it's kind of getting out of your typical comfort zone of what's being taught, of the whole soft toss and front toss. I'm not bashing soft toss, front toss, tee work. We do it to warm up. We do it all the time. But there's got to be a level of working on the reaction. If you were just to do one thing, if you were just to find a way to be challenged with your reaction time on a regular basis, say 15 minutes a day, I guarantee you, and this is a guarantee for me, you will feel more confident at the plate and you will trust your ability more. I'm not saying you're going to get instant results on the field, but I am saying that you will trust your reactive principles with your eyes and your brain a lot better. So find a way to get it done. This is a video to basically make it aware of the travesty, if you want to call it, that's out there of kids not getting enough repetitions. We have to make sure that the repetitions are more challenging and more game-like reactive. You got to find a way to be able to react to the game. Now the problem again is a lot of kids don't like to do it because it's too hard. You know how many times I've heard, oh, I don't do it because it's just the timing's bad and it's too hard. Well, yeah, this is also some mental toughness training too, where you got to battle through it not feeling good. You got to battle through sucking a little bit sometimes. You got to battle through the competitiveness of learning how to do it right. And that's going to teach you to compete as well. So in a nutshell, the reactive principles in hitting are extremely important. It's almost crazy to even fathom how hard it is to hit a ball consistently. How hard it is to hit good pitching. I'm not talking about the poo ballers that lob it into your wheelhouse. I'm talking about the good pitchers at any level, you know, from 12U all the way up. It doesn't matter. The reaction is the key. So if you watch any baseball interview after a game and you know they interview a big league hitter, what do they credit their success to? Do they say, hey, you know, I really just spent hours upon hours working on my swing and my swing is awesome right now. That's why I'm hitting very well. Do they say, hey, my swing is really at a point where I just feel that it's awesome and it's helped me so much? No. They always credit it to what? Vision. They're seeing the ball well. And vision is basically built with confidence of being able to react better. So the hitters, that even at the big league level, that feel like they're hitting well, feel like they're seeing the ball well and reacting well. So we have to take that for what it's worth and understand that it's that important. If you just react better, you're going to be a good hitter. You're going to get better at the plate, and you're going to fully maximize your full potential. So instead of just sitting there doing lobs, doing soft toss, doing front toss, doing tee work, get that stuff done, but make it a small portion of what your day is going to consist of and really work on how to react faster. God bless.